What was your first plaque though?
My first plaque. Funny thing is, it was the Wiley one, you know.
Wiley, which one? Which Wiley one?
The one that what's it called? Click. With
Click.
Wiley
With
and
silver.
Alifa. Yeah.
Bumble Clark.
600,000 still.
600.
Because remember, I got
that's gold, ain't it?
Yeah, 600,000 now.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I always say there's levels to this thing, because I feel like it's always what you want out of this thing, innit?
Gold.
Yeah, nah, God is good, man. God is good. Like
Gold.
I say to myself now, though, yeah, because it's like, this is why I've been taking time, because I'm like, I need to start making it make sense for my legacy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always happy to be a part of other people's legacy, because at the same time, I've grown up on Wiley. You get what I mean? And even down to being able to do music at that level, to be able to get 600,000 records sold in the UK is mad.
Nah, it is mad
You know
still.
what I mean? But it's like now, for example, it's like, it reminds me of like us lot. We know we're talented. We're from ends. We're talented. We're good at what we do. But what I say now, for example, is we have to pattern our thing, for example, and showcase our talent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that tune that I've just played you. We do that all the time.
Easy.
But imagine that we need that out there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the next pattern still. So
A man said, Grime is easy. Grime is
baby
really...
food. It's like when I wake up, I'm just ready. You get me?
What was it like to be in like the involved in like the birth of Grime? Because you was there early.
Do you know what's so funny? And I think this is what I've learned over time.
Mm.
The older I've got, I think when you're aware of it, you're overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're just doing it, because my new logic and everything is just do. So even down to that tune that you just heard now, for example, I just did. I didn't think I need this and I'm just being Double S from early. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So that's why I call it Double S 2.0, because it's the same guy, but just older, deeper voice, for example, cadence, delivery, everything. You feel me? Whereas when you're young and you're just doing, you don't really know what you're really doing, if that makes sense.
No, facts.
Yeah, and it's like you're just looking at the older lot, for example, and you're just cutting through, thinking like, cool, let me take this left because I see my man take that left. Or let me, do you know what I mean? Whereas now I just realize, oh, like I've got this new rule where I don't follow culture, I am the culture. You get what I mean? So we create what's next, basically. It's like if we're looking at Kendrick and Drake, everyone's looking at them before they move, really.
Yeah.
But we've got the exact same thing over here. It's just like some people might make you think, oh, you have to do it like this or you have to do it like that. Bro, that tune that I just played you, for example, no one else is sounding like that now.
Valid.
Yeah, so, yeah, bro. But it was a beautiful feeling. And I think, to me as well, this is why I respect the older lot, for example, because it's like they showed, man, the way, the Gets, the Wileys, the Skeptors, the Jamies, Gigs, any single person that was around from that generation, for example, is the reason that we're all cutting through now as well. Do you get what I mean? So, yeah, no, it was a blessing. But I just think the best thing I say, because this is what I love about the new generation, they don't really overthink or, you know what I mean? Like, they just do. But this is why I feel like they're getting further than a lot of man. They don't really stress themselves about certain things, for example. They just, even down to whether it's the new lot like Poser, Nems, do you get what I mean? All of them, man, are just moving. They just get the job done and whatever happens, happens, do you get what I mean? Whereas when you start overthinking it or it's like egotistic, that's when I think it goes left, do you know what I mean?
I hear it. What was it like? Like, obviously, Shoddy Crew is like 30 man in that crew. What was that like?
So.
Cause you lot was one of the biggest in North London at that point.
Nah, we was the thing, man. And big up every single person that's from where like our branch. Big up Bundham Crew as well. That's the first thing I want to say. I think Bundham Crew showed us that it was possible to be able to try a thing. Big up Fury, big up Shady, big up Creeper, big up Skits9, big up Ashman, big up Menace. Do you get what I mean? Terror Dudley. Like, imagine, I always say this, if you're good at something here, you just need the right people to show you how to be able to do it. Do you know what I mean? So Shoddy Crew was just like kids in a youth club. It's like you leave your yard, you go to a youth club and you see bare man. And you see bare, and it's like, right, we're all the same age. Right, we play football. We do the same thing. I always say, like, MPK for me, at the beginning stages, was always we're like a family. So it's like everyone looks after each other. There's no separation like that. And that's what I loved about, like, that time period, because it's like, I feel like we all bounced off each other. Why for that? But energy-wise, for example, we always like, oh, right, like, he could play football and he's cold. All right, cool. Let me find something, for example, that I'm cold at. And a lot of the time it was music, innit? And then music, for example, you find out Shutter D can do music. You find out Lady T can do music. You find out...
big up Shutter, big up Lady T.
Yeah, 100. Cypher, Dodge. Do you get what I mean? Everyone, do you know what I mean? So around that time, I feel like that's when we was finding ourselves.
I got one question. Was Agye ever in Shoddy Crew?
He went in... It was Mandem, innit? But remember, he was rapping. So it's like, at that time, for example, I feel like we're all brethren, innit? But at the same time, it's like, and one thing I do give him as well, for example, he never lies to himself.
Yeah.
He's always been one of them man, so he's never lied to himself. So when he realized that he could rap, he stuck to that. But he was amazing though, and that's why I think one thing I did.
Our gigs.
Too cold. You niggas don't know me. I'm on your moving so crazy at a young age as well. So yeah, like I feel like every single person had their gift in ends, and this is why even down to me, I think that's why I always got this thing of not.
Look at the comment. PC, you don't want it with us. We're Crips and Bloods.
Plus we got
Sticks with us.
That's cool, man. You get me? He was the coldest. And so yeah, like I think that's why I don't ever like copying things. Because I know I've seen an area have like 30 man and everyone's good at different things. And had we had stuck to it, for example, obviously we all transferred our life skills to different stuff, innit? And everyone had to kind of do whatever they're doing. But where I'm at with it, if I'm going to be real, is I never like copying things because I always know there's another way that I can execute this thing in. Only because of that energy that we had when we was younger, do you know what I mean?
So because, like, obviously you said earlier that, boom, you didn't really notice it because you was in the moment. But you lot was the golden boys of Tottenham. Did you ever, like, realize that in the moment or not?
So I'm going to be real. I think I realized it more the older I got.
Okay.
So when I was young.
What age would you say?
Yeah. Huh?
What age would you say?
25.
Raw.
Because remember, I'm just doing.
Yeah.
It's like going to work, for example. You're just doing your shift, innit? So I'm doing the shift. It's only when you go home that you observe things and be like, right, that happened today or that happened. So the older, bro, remember when we was doing Tottenham Carnival? I had a girl scream at me one time. She's like, ah! I'm like, ah! Like, we're both, don't even know what's going on. And the only reason that was funny is because I'm so busy in the moment. I'm not preying. Remember, I need the energy to be able to cook.
Yeah.
So I'm using the energy for that. So that's why I don't really, not in a bad way, but I don't really care about fame. I think I've always kind of been like that. I just move like a normal youth. Only because I realized once you start caring about it, you're too aware about it. So now you're acting out of character. You're rating yourself too much. I'm naturally gassed anyway. So imagine me
knowing
now.
that.
I won't even be able to hold myself back.
Nah, I hear it still.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
I hear it still. So like obviously that got like basically you're saying you and Chip were like Messi and Ronaldo. You're saying you didn't feel no pressure?
Nah.
None?
Nah. Listen, do you know one thing as well with me, yeah? I know what I'm capable of. Remember, I'm with me all the time.
Yeah.
These tunes that you're hearing, whether it's gal tunes, whether it's grime, I'm in my room thinking of this.
Yeah.
So why am I going to feel... The outside world can just gas you up, for example. But to me, there should be no pressure. I should be able to be comfortable with my talents. I believe... I said this to Getz because I always call everyone... I'll be like, Getz, all right, the biggest. Why for that as well? But
yeah.
I'm
glad I stopped saying that.
Yeah. I didn't even clock it as a white until I got older. So boom now. I'm saying this to someone because I see like the GOAT in your thing as well. Do you get what I mean? Why for that? But I'm rating you as a GOAT. It's like Chip. I've always just respected Chip. I know what he's capable of. Do you get me? But when it comes down to me, I'm a maniac as well. And I trust in my maniacism. Do you get what I mean? When I like that tune that man's just played you, I know fully well that's when that drops, it's a movie. No one has to tell me anything. Do you get what I mean? Everyone else, for example, can gas me up about it, but I'll probably be overwhelmed by it. But when I was writing it, I was already on cloud 9.
You rating yourself.
I'm in the yard.
Yeah.
So
you had moments you like, yeah, I'm the best.
I'm him.
Okay,
I'm him for real. Him the feet.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
So what? Was there any competitiveness at that stage? Like, I'm the best at every.
But this is why I give it to Chip. Chip proves it. So say for example, Chip's the type of person. All right, you rate your lyric. All right, cool. I'll link you tomorrow, and we're gonna see what you're saying over there. I'm the sort of brother. I'm just ready. Do you get what I mean? So it's like basically you can trust in dubs to get this job done. You know what I mean? And I feel like the older I've got, the more I've just really just stood on it. So people can say whatever they're saying and do whatever they're doing. I'm on my, you get me? Chip calls me Double Dino now.
I never understood. I see that.
Do you know I rate that? Do you know I rate him? He's called me Double Dino, and then I've gone to watch Ronaldinho, and I'm like, oh, because he's a maniac as well. He's just ready, like he's just moving so erratic on the pitch. But I believe that's my thing as well. Like I'm just naturally erratic. Do you get me? So, but I transfer the energy in music. You know what I mean?
So obviously you mentioned MPK where we're from earlier, right? What was it like having like the main radio station was two. But they're both in Edmonton. I swear FM
but it kept on moving.
So so it was in Edmonton at some point.
Yeah.
But also Axe FM was in Edmonton.
Yeah.
What's that like knowing that? For me to get heard, I gotta go over there.
No, but it weren't that. It weren't that at the time.
So you was there before the beat.
Yeah.
So you lot are the reason.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Your age group is the reason.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. Walkz. No, but remember, around that time, for example, we're 14 years old, 15. It's early doors, if that makes sense. So
I hear it.
It wasn't problems like that. You know, basically, I feel like it's like how social media is nowadays, for example. Today something can happen left field. Back in the day, for example, it's like you have to randomly bump into people. Do you get what I mean? So, and then a scenario will happen or you might not like each other. Whereas this day and age, for example, it's just everyone knows about everyone. People could just see you on social media and, oh yeah, I'm going to go over there. Do you get what I mean? Back in the day, weren't that?
Do you know that's unlocked my brain? Pause.
There's so many scenarios, bro, that it's just...
So if it was no problems, why are you limiting that get rushed?
You're going so crazy today, innit? No, but that was something completely deeper, man. I always say this as well, because I don't like talking about these sort of situations.
No, you don't have to talk about it.
We're grown, we're past that stage.
No, of course.
But
what
it is sometimes you can go somewhere for a different intent to what's going on around you, if that makes sense. So we don't know that this is what's going on around us, if that makes sense. We're going there literally strictly to do music. Yeah. And then you just come outside and you hear this person has problems with that person from your side. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, wow. Do you know what I mean?
This whole time, been on the outside looking in, I never knew that there was no problems before that. I just assumed it was always that.
Always remember this and I could be honest. Any single time that there is problems with people, it starts off with one person and another person that just don't like each other from each side.
Yeah.
And then you just end up defending your brethren over this and that. Like around that time, for example, it's like, man didn't go out knowing that that's what's going to happen. Man didn't go out with that sort of energy, if that makes sense.
No, facts.
And then everything just flipped. I feel like around that time as well, especially when you're an MC, too much is going on. So you, let's say, for example, me, it took me a while before I just got comfortable with being on road and someone's like, oh, double S, well gone. I'm thinking it's problems.
Oh, bro, I'll go through that now.
Yeah, I feel for you. And you run your mouth as well, so I don't even run my mouth. I'm actually cool. Oh my God.
Hey.
If we weren't dogs, I'll think, bro, I watched something today. Who's manager? Agyeman Skengdo's manager. I watched that today. I was like, oh, so they know about Walkz as well. I watched it, I was like, okay.
Fun fact, I remember when I didn't react to Skengdo and AM, the chat will know, These lot would show me Skengdo and AM's music. And I'm Ray especially. And I'm like, nah, man, I don't rate it. But I wouldn't say this online. You like, nah, you gotta be like that, Walkz. Like you gotta do all of that.
No, but
so you lot are the reason.
No, but you know it is. Let's be very honest. I always say this as well, and this is for the chat as well. When you are your natural self, things just work in your favor. That's what I think. Sometimes it could be dangerous with some people. Like I'm naturally a calm person. People just don't know this. They might see the excitement and hype in it. I've got that side as well. But I'm naturally a calm, cool guy. And I think my life became way more easier when I just continued being that brother. Like the cool double. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like before, for example, I'm not a person that can be easily influenced like that. Sometimes you have to have common sense as well. Do you know what I mean? And just cut through. So I've always been like that naturally, but I'm around madness, if that makes sense.
I got one question,
You got a few.
How did you get tricked onto that plane to Uganda?
No, let me be very honest. So you see that's the scenario that you were just talking about?
Yeah.
Remember, I've already got kicked out of school.
Ooh.
So I've got kicked out of school for like 2 months, and then we've gone whatever, and then that happened on, I think, Thursday, and then I went on Sunday. So eventually, after a while, I even had to say to myself, Dubs, this might be the best situation for you.
Oh, so you knew you was getting...
I didn't know I was going to stay there, but I needed some time away. Yeah, because I always say this as well. I think if I didn't go, definitely jail.
Okay.
Yeah, like you're too young to be aware of certain stuff. Like how I can articulate myself now, I wasn't able to articulate myself back in the day. So it's
of course.
Energy-wise, you're gonna crash out when you can't mentally process things, if that makes sense. Whereas now, for example, it's just like we're grown up, we're adults, we're mature. You know what I mean?
I hear it still. Like
you're actually quite good at this.
It's me, man.
You get me?
It was me. What was Uganda like though? Cause I've heard stories from I've heard stories from you, but
he was there. Yeah.
What was it really like over there still?
Let me be real. It was a shock. It was a change, and it was a shift.
It was your first time going Uganda?
Yeah. So I've been there for time. So it's like, when I've gone there, my auntie's even seen my lip bust up. You get what I mean? She's thinking, you maniac. But obviously, they've got the drop that obviously he's a bit of a maniac as well.
Yeah.
So, but I'm so it's like when I'm at home, I don't bring headache to my doorstep. I've always been one of them youths. My nonsense will be outside the house. So when they see me so calm in the yard, they're like, well, we keep hearing these doing bad stuff over there, you get me? But I think I'm naturally like that. So Uganda was one of them ones where it's like, I like to observe and see things and see what makes sense and this and that. So the first time I've gone to Uganda, obviously, it was just like family. It's not really going outside too tough. I'm going to some place called Dili's World where they've got some, but it's literally just family. And then now and again, then I think I experienced a death. So I've gone to one of my cousin's houses, I think like an hour away from my village, innit? Obviously there's kids on like, my cousin's got the PlayStations, the Xbox, this and the other kids don't, innit? Obviously, some of them don't really have bread or whatever, but they come to check him every single day at like 12. So I think they've come to his house. There's like 2 youths. One of them I actually became brethren with him, but it's because he's more around my age than my cousin's age. So one time he's come to knock for us. He's my uncle's like, and this is why I respect my uncle until this day. For example, I'm like, you kind of saved, man, because he said Double and obviously Bashir and Big A, for example, because my cousin's called Big A, innit? Yeah. Double and Bigger need to eat, and then they'll be out in like an hour. So these two youths didn't wait. They've gone to like the sea bit, innit? Fam, the youths have, you know, obviously they're kids, for example. So there's like a boat. They've jumped into the boat, but it's Lake Victoria, fam. Do you get what I mean? So you're even playing a dangerous game, and you like kids. You're like 13, 12, 9, and all that. Do you get what I mean? Fam, they've jumped into the boat. The small youth has got shook, so he's jumped out of the boat. But you know, if you jump out of the boat, this, like, let's say for example, this youth's trying to grab a fish. When the youth's got shook, the boat's tilted. He's hopped into the water. So when he's swinged into the water, my man was gone for 2 days, fam.
2 days?
They didn't find my man for 2 days. And Quicksand's grabbed his foot.
Was he good?
No, he died, bro.
Oh, Lord.
That's my first death experience, for example. That's my brethren. That's the first time in Uganda where I was like, oh, this is not a joke here. Remember, over here, not in a bad way, for example, but it's like, everyone kind of goes through the similar kind of 6 scenarios.
Yeah.
When you have a scenario, for example, that's so traumatic and mad, it just shifts your whole logic. And I started praying heavy after that. Basically, anything could happen is what I learned from that experience. This is my brethren I was talking to for like we're playing Xbox every day. Yeah. And then you're dead now. And then we have to go to your village to bury you. Like, I'm experiencing all of that at like 14, 15.
That's crazy.
Crazy's not even the word, fam. Get me.
I was about to ask you what was your humbling experience, but I guess it's that, right?
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you how deep that situation was. I've gone to Uganda last year.
Yeah.
Remember, everyone was on me about not doing the swimming and not doing the bungee jumping thing, innit?
Yeah.
I'm not knowing. I'm traumatized from the experience to the point where, remember, because I did the jet ski, but I always wanted to do jet ski anyway. I keep thinking I meet Mill and that.
Yeah.
I didn't do the rafting thing, for example, because I only pre'd this once I got back to the UK, because I didn't know why I didn't want to do it. My energy just weren't really taken to it. Yeah. And then when I got back, I was like, oh shit, my brethren died in the exact same place, bro.
Yeah, like, you just didn't remember.
I'm only deep in that when I've got back, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how mad it was, bro. You get me?
I'm hearing it still.
Bro, it's technical. But I think this is why I always say, for example, you have to keep a strong thing with God, innit? Do you get what I mean? Because if you don't have God on your side in certain scenarios and situations, for example, these things take a toll on you. I'm just, I believe, strong-minded, do you know what I mean? But some people are not. You know what I mean? You lot forgive, man. I know I'm going too deep into the...
Hey, R.I.P., man. What was his name?
Trust me. Bro, to the point I forgot his name.
Oh, wow.
This was so long ago. I asked my cousin the other day, for example, but he gave me some other name. But my man, like, he was proper cool. You know when someone's like, it's like, obviously, I'm from the UK at the time. He's obviously, like, over there, but he don't have nothing too much, for example. But him and you connect because you're, like, kind of near the same age. He's got my kind of energy when man's calm. Proper good you. And, yeah, like, that really, it changed a lot. I think this is why I say, I believe I understand why my parents kind of sent me Uganda, because over here, for example, we take things for granted because things happen, for example, and things get heavy, but there's a certain way that we're cool. Over there, for example, when things happen, for example, it's literally you just chilling, for example, and staying up all night and just chatting. Do you get what I mean?
R.I.P., man.
Yeah, bro.
What was I gonna say? Cool. You forwarded back, yeah. You know I'm about to draw you out right now, innit?
You always draw me out.
The day you forwarded back,
I was wham still on the low. I thought I was wham anyway.
How you end up clashing ship?
You're funny, you know. Oh, no. Do you know what it is? And I'll even say this today as well. Chip's always been my guy, but I think other people always put
We did.
more energy.
We did.
More energy on it than it,
We
what
did.
it really was.
We did.
But I just think it was one of them ones where, let me be real, I think it's stuff that other people wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously me and Chip don't really back down, but we've got respect for each other, if that makes sense. So I just think, I think the good thing about me is I've never really entertained it to the degree that everyone wanted me to. Because I think he believes in his talent, I believe in my talent. So it's just like, I personally believe me and Chip's cool. So I would rather work with you than what other people want us to be doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I just think it was just like, even everyone just seeing what the outcome could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it happened. But even down to that, not in a bad way. I don't even think I was ready for it.
You wasn't. It was your first day back.
Yeah, I don't even think I was, like, looking back at it now, for example, I think, and what I learned from that as well, for example, is don't do things out of impulse. Like, don't randomly just be doing stuff, like, do you get what I mean? Like make sure it makes sense, innit?
When you got the what was the phone call? How did that go?
Where was we? So I was at home, of course. I think he's come back from school, and then we always was going to the Bundham studio. Yeah. 'Cause it was outside train line.
Okay.
Yeah, so we always go.
What, MPK?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were going to the Bundham studio.
Yeah.
And then I think someone just randomly said, "No, but Chip and Double, man, rare this and that." And I think he had already had. I don't think he had lyrics for me, but he had lyrics. Chip's, Chip don't run out of bars, innit? So he's already got lyrics. I'm still in my phase of listening to D Double too much. So I'm not really prepared as much as I'm thinking, like, cool, let me just do this. But I'm not really prepared, really, when I look back at it.
So someone just said to you to clash on the spot?
Yeah.
So it wasn't even Chip's idea?
Nah.
That's something I never knew.
Yeah.
I never knew it wasn't Chip's idea. I thought you got the phone call from him. He's told you, let's go to the studio and do a tune. And it's ended up being Playoffs Rhythm.
Oh, that? No, that one's different. That's so. Oh.
Hold on, you cursed twice?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We had a face-to-face one as well outside the Bundham studio.
What?
The Playoffs, I even forgot about that. Now, with that one, I'm going to be real. That one was just genuine, ironic, had a Playoffs rhythm, for example. And I think one thing I do give Chip, though, he's a calculated guy, innit? So he knew, for example, people are going to enjoy this. I don't even think it was a maliceful thing. I think it's that this is what the people are asking for, basically. You know what I mean?
So wait. Oh, this is mine, bro.
Bro, it's a movie shoot. Yo, bro.
So the story about him, you on your first day back, was not the Playoffs with him?
I don't think so. Nah. No, actually, no, it was. It
was?
The other one was after.
So you did the Playoffs with him?
No. Let me try to remember this properly. I got this feeling we did it was Playoffs with him first, and then the other one was...
okay, so Playoffs with him was the day you come back from Uganda.
Yeah, I just remember.
You clashed, and then you did another clash
Big up
after
Chip
that.
as well, actually. He come to my yard to grab, man, still.
So he was determined.
Chip was my... Let me be real. I say this all the time, for example. How other people perceive is not how I was perceiving it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So I just think... Because to me, I look at it like the same way Chip calls me now, for example. Chip, the other day, like, he's called me to 3 things, for example. I think the other day, one of them, I was looking after my youth. Yeah. So I couldn't attend that. But Chip knows what people want to hear and see, fam.
Yeah, facts.
So Chip shows up and shows out. You know what I mean? So now looking back at it, for example, it should have always been that. Do you know what I mean? But no, I always think, for example, it was a... Like the playoffs, even down to that, for example. Bro, sharpening your tools, bro. It's just your pen.
Cool. I have my opinion on who won Playoffs Rhythm. What's your opinion?
I need to listen back to it. I ain't heard it in a minute.
So you don't remember what you thought back then?
Was I cooking, fam? Bro, because not in a bad way. Let me be very honest with you. I'm so elite now, yeah?
Yeah, you thinking that everything's mixed.
Yeah, like my lyrics then could have been baby food. I'm not baby food now, though.
I hear it. So
different gravy.
Cool. The second clash, do you remember who won that one?
Chip.
Chip won the second clash.
Yeah, I think the one face-to-face Chip, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. What's your opinion?
I think you won the Playoffs with him, one.
Oh my guy, I appreciate it. God is good.
Then that means it's 1-1. Hey, that is a dope fucking tidbit, bro. I never knew that.
That's
still.
funny, you know.
Bro,
I like Walker, Walker's a nuisance.
You see me? I'm on the outside looking in. As much as your bro, I'm on the outside looking in. There's bare things.
I like how you
fucking hell.
You look at it as well. Why for that?
How? Yeah, that's a crazy one. Yeah. How did Shoddy evolve into Marvell?
So obviously, man went to Uganda.
Yeah.
So before I went to Uganda, obviously, Shoddy was holding it up heavy. Like we would always go to Shoddy, Maestro's yard, and just cook up and everyone. And they were trying to bring. Yard,
definitely the place.
Yeah, that's the hub before hub.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think eventually when I went to Uganda, I think everyone was just on their own thing. You get what I mean? And I was always one of them guys. I think for me, I think I'm just the energy in it. Like when I enter a room or whatever the case is, for example, it's like, and that's what I've learned. Like God kind of makes my thing like in a sense of like, let's say for example, if I have to know, okay, Bashir, you're a leader to some form of degree, even if you don't want to be. You feel me? Yeah. So a lot of the time, it's like we've come back. There's some people that still want to do music and some people that want to do other stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like Vertex is there cooking. Marvel, funny enough, yeah, Marvel first was me, Vertex, Shotta D, Maestro, and Vertex's cousin Swift24.
Big up Swift 24, man. It's a name I ain't heard in time.
Yeah, so that was Marvel first, and then obviously we're doing bare little stuff up and down, but then eventually after a while, it's like at the same time, the same thing that was happening to Shoddy Crew was happening there as well. So then eventually after a while, only me and Vertex stayed, and then we brought Shocker in.
Nah, I'm gonna throw you out. Don't say only me and Vertex stayed. Vertex kicked out Maestro, bro. Be real, gang. Be real, gang. Don't tell no lies on the stream, gang.
You are making me. I don't even remember that. How did you remember that? I don't remember that. But you know, let me be real. Obviously, I think some people, for example, and I'm not now. Maybe it's me like looking at things a bit different. I never took the politics ever serious.
There was politics.
There was, but remember, I never take it. I would look at politics and be like, why are we doing this? Because remember, it's like the home that I come from, for example, we figure things out or we find solutions to things. We don't stay on a problem for too long. So I've never taken politics and sat there and stressed on the politics. Do you get what I mean? Whereas some people might, and that might be their thing, and then they can ruin something, and I'm still there like, right, like, man, what are we doing here? You get me? But I think I've always been that sort of character.
So was Marvel like similar to Shoddy Crew in the sense that you weren't really paying attention to the impact or what it was like at the time? Okay.
I think I'm at a point now in life, and I'm so happy I think like that as well. I'm just here to do, you know. Not really, the extra stuff's not really my thing. I feel like the extra stuff is just wasting time like that. You know what I mean? Like if I'm doing, for example, I'm always delivering. Is how I see it.
I hear it, man.
It works well on my behalf, innit?
So obviously, what would you say you lot's breakout moment was? It with Marvel Music?
100%.
That's produced by Essex, right?
Essex. Westwood first, and then Marvel Music. Yeah. So, all right, let's say, for example, now how I don't release as much,
Yeah.
So everyone always gets on me. But my thing is, once I realized, Marvel Music's the song, it changed man's life. The Westwood freestyles, that's dope moments, for example, and they keep changing man's life because man delivers. So there's a lot of things that I eliminate ever since I realized, okay, sometimes it's okay to make a song and make bare of the songs. Make bare moments of good freestyles. So I think Marvel was another situation where we was just doing. We had everything down packed. We're doing mixtapes. We're doing freestyles.
Oh, you lot's blueprint was crazy.
Yeah, bro, this is what I keep saying. If I sit there to think about it, it reminds me of Lil Wayne. Not in a bad way. This is just my personal opinion. When Lil Wayne started looking, slowed down and started looking behind, that's when music weren't the best. Because he's too aware of what's going on and everyone's gassing him up.
Okay.
Whereas when he's just in studio, just cooking and just doing, that was the best Lil Wayne.
Okay.
No ceilings was too crazy.
Okay.
Every freestyle. So I think like, I've realized I need to just do that and get back to that version of Double S.
I hear you still.
I
mean, where did you lot find Essex? Because that became my favorite producer, bro. Like, how?
Do you know what's so funny? So Vertex asked, I think it was on Facebook, he wanted to rip a Westwood freestyle, and Essex said I can do it.
Okay.
You get me, yeah? So I think he did it for him, and then he's like, I got beats as well. So Vertex like, yeah, send it over. But we always do that anyway. We've heard them, we're like, this is cap. There's no way. Then we've heard more, we're like, bro. And I think, I forgot what the first one was, but Essex was always amazingly dope at what he does. And I feel like he just always just needed a shot. So then he's sending us so much stuff. He's sending us Marvel Music. He's sending us all these tunes. And then we started going, I think when we dropped Marvel Music and it started taking off, for example, then we started going to shows. We was on Chip Shine tour as well. And then, Essex was just our guy. But obviously, eventually, after a while, he needed to do his thing as well. And then We Rhythm come out. And then, you're seeing him with Skepta. You're seeing him with Chip, all these people. And, bro, do you know what it is? I feel like everything flows naturally when you're just being genuine and things are supposed to happen how it's supposed to happen. You know what I mean?
I hear it still. So, you mentioned that you lot didn't put out as much music as you was meant to. I remember there was a day I'm walking on Park Lane actually, but going from Railway to Park Lane, and I'm hearing Marvel millionaire from Vertex's window.
You didn't know what to do, innit?
I'm thinking, what is this? Why have I not heard this? Like, I've got most of their unreleased music. What is this?
No, Marvel Millionaire was a fuckery.
Why?
So.
Why
did
you? I might have it somewhere.
Yeah.
But why did you lot not release your bangers? Like, it didn't make sense.
So I think eventually after a while we realized what we really had. It's the thing of observing too much, yeah? Marvel Millionaire, remember we went to go, when things were like, we was going, like we had no word of a doubt that we're about to blow up. We started to go and view £10 million houses, we're doing all of that. That's when Marvel Millionaire was supposed to be shot in that house. The house was called Bay Bridge. Do you get me, yeah? My bay would have been at the bridge. So boom now, yeah? So the house was called Bay Bridge. It's a £10 million house. You can get a helicopter landing. There's got helicopter landings, 2 swimming pools.
This is Vertex's fault, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's not. I would never say fault because I think
why I say fault? Because he's probably imagining the video.
Yeah. We was guessing it. Yeah. But do you know what? Why? It was too. Eventually, after a while, we just wanted to do things cinematic because we found our niche, if that makes sense. We found our pattern. We know fully well Doubles does the floating. Vertex is a video guy, so the videos have to be elite anyway.
Yeah.
And then obviously we're having to hustle to make the bread ready. Remember, we're on a time schedule and everyone's waiting. That's why we started doing the Marvel Mondays.
Yeah.
We could just drop a video every single Monday.
That was a dope time.
Movie shoot.
You lot was content creators before everybody was content creators.
This is why, not in a bad way, they just try. Me and Shoka always bust this joke about they're trying to kick us out.
Yeah,
you get me? They don't want to give us the pattern, but we're just not going nowhere.
Soldier Boy in this.
Nah, we was governed. We was governed. I think even looking back now, for example, I just realized just turn up and do your job.
Yeah.
Like I can't overthink it, for example, because if you sit there to think about how the industry is perceiving you and whatever the case is, it just might not work for you. You know what I mean?
Bro, I remember one time I went to you lot's crib in East, yeah.
Woodford, yeah.
Yeah, and I see Vertex editing a video for Steff London. It didn't make sense to me at that point. I thought she was horrible.
Serious? I'm gonna be real.
Early days.
I like Steff. But remember, this is another thing because me and Shoka talk about high standards, yeah.
So you saw the potential when you first saw that video.
But remember, because the sort of brother I am, for example, is I see things before it happens. So I'll hear a flow, for example, and I'll be like, nah, tweak it, and it will sound like that. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So the same thing. If I'm looking at Steff, there's not a lot of people that look like you. There's not a lot of people that are trying to go where you're trying to go. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm seeing the long-term plan. Bro, I don't leave my house if I don't put an address in a sat nav, fam. Do you get what I mean? I'm one of them, man, naturally in life. So I tend to see things before it happens a lot of the time. So yeah, I did believe in Steff at the beginning, but
fair enough. I guess Vertex did as well. Still, for him to be editing the video.
Vertex did say she was gonna go. He said it. Heavy.
I didn't see it at the time. Still, he was telling me I didn't see it at the time. Still,
Vertex said she was gonna go.
So big up Vertex for seeing that. Yeah,
man.
But cool, you lot. One thing I'll say, you lot did very, very well, better than a lot of people, is you lot's merch game, innit? You lot had a collab with Abuse, right?
We got Alex. I'm hitting him up.
How the fuck did that happen? Like, how does that work?
What even happened with the Alex thing?
Because there's a lot of people Vertex, that do merch that need that pattern, that blueprint there.
Do you know, he's still there as well. I'm about to do a new clothing line as well. I'll talk to you after about it. So I'm still going to hit up Alex. But yeah, I think Vertex patterned that, you know? Like
okay.
Vertex, sorry, and remember, because our logo was so crazy, it worked on anything.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to link up Alex and just said, let's try to get varsity jackets. But Alex was going so ham, and he's like, all right, cool. I'll make Marvel tops for you lot, but as long as I can get my logo at the back. Yeah. So we're like, do you know what? At the time, I don't even know if it was a situation where we didn't have bread to waste, for example, so we just collaborated and made it make sense. Yeah. And then obviously, any single time that we make money, for example, he gets some and we get some. So I feel like that's what was going on at first, do you know what I mean? And then people were just loving the merch.
The merch is so cold.
Yeah, like people,
I probably still got a jumper somewhere.
He was delivering heavy as well, like, bro, to the point we got new era hats.
I would wear a Marvel tracksuit in 2025.
I would as well. I was on them, like, but I think them like joking. I said, bro, give me the logo. Let me go get the merchandise done, and we split the bread equally, fam. Because it still looks superhero-ish, if that makes sense.
I would wear that in 2025. Still.
I'm gonna work on it, man.
That was a moment.
Hating, but I'm gonna.
That was a moment.
You're done now.
So yeah, cool. There's a lot of things that you did that was the blueprint for what man do or what content creators do now. You being from Northumberland Park and having an MTV Base Advert, there's no way you can tell me you weren't gassed.
No. Of course, but this is what I said about just doing in the moment. I got gassed after seeing it on TV.
Ah, yeah.
So
I showed my mum.
Nah, my guy.
I should show my mum.
Bro, I got gassed seeing it on TV. When I saw it on TV, I was like, yeah, you're gone. This is why I keep saying the girl was screaming and I was screaming as well. Because I see what she sees. You know what I mean? She's like, ah! I'm like, ah! We're both making up bare noise in each other's faces, fam. And then, do you know what kills me? We got Yellows as well. Yellows is the one that's brought her to me. You get me? Because like, I think she said she wanted
CM Yellows.
Yeah. So so. But I think he did it on purpose as well, because he knew. But I don't think he knew what she was gonna do.
You know what's crazy? You just unlocked another memory in my head. I remember there's this girl, yeah. I don't know how I know her. She knows Limit as well. She was the biggest Marvel fan, yeah.
That's funny.
I'm on the phone to her. I'm with Limit. We're in Park Lane. She said something about you. I was like, bro, lie. I'll call him right now.
Shower tick.
She's like, go on then.
She thought you was capping.
I've called you and merged the call.
That's funny.
The girl has hyperventilated on the phone, bro.
I've never taken it serious because I'm like, I look at myself like such a normal you.
Bro, she's hype. I've never heard nothing like that. I put it on loudspeaker and showed Limit. we couldn't believe what was going on.
Now looking back at it as well, yeah. You know one thing I say all the time, for example, because remember, sometimes you catch bare slack, for example, by like, let's say, for example, me. I just think God bless man with a talent.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally how I look at myself. God bless me with a talent. So outside, it's like going to work. You have to take off your uniform after 5.
Yeah.
I take off my uniform, but other people are still looking at me like the guy at work. Do you get me? So it's mad. It's mad. But I always thank God for it as well. Like, it's genuine. You know what I mean?
Obviously, you did 2 tours as well, right?
Way more than that, man. Couple.
The big ones, the Diversity and Skepta.
Yeah.
The Skepta tour.
Yeah. Chip's one was...
You went on show with Chip?
Yeah.
Which one?
Shine tour.
Fucking hell.
Chip's one, we did Mobos, we did Devlin. Yeah, Skepta.
Bro, you did bare tours?
Yeah, it was Gazy still.
So what was that like? What was that experience like?
Heaven in human form.
Why would you say that?
No, it's just, you know, it's being at home writing your lyrics, for example, and working so hard, late nights and this and that. The tours is where it pays off. Because you get to see what's really going on. Yeah. I always say you can gas yourself up at home, for example. Because
alright, cool. So you got to actually see the impact.
Yeah.
Because there weren't reaction videos back then. And social media.
Bro, we're on Chips tour, for example. Our merch is going off the shelf, flying off the shelf, fam. Do you know what I mean? And that's when I think now looking back, for example, we just prematurely done things, but we just had a vision and a belief system, and was just moving and trying something.
No, I heard that still. That makes sense. I didn't realize it was that many tours still.
It's Gazy still.
Cool. What was, in your opinion, the downfall of Marvel?
We had in-house problems eventually after a while. Because I think, do you know one thing I'm starting to understand as well, yeah? And I don't blame us because we were just young, yeah? But eventually after a while, we've never been at this level of things. So egos and everything flares up. And then it's like sometimes you might tell someone something, but the tone that you're saying it, for example, they're thinking, I've got the same bread as you. It's all of that, do you get what I mean? Yeah. And then it's just like, I'm a rude boy, or I could do what I want. Do you get what I mean? Remember, before this, for example, it's like we're in a world that we've never seen before, and we're just cool. We're just happy to be there as free young black brothers. Eventually, it's, I'm gonna road you, or I'm not a dickhead, or do you know what I mean? Yeah. All of that starts kicking in. And this is why, even down to me, I've always been one of them, man, I don't beef my brethrens. For a reason. Do you get what I mean? Because it's like, I feel like you can be building something and then ruin it with one ego trip. You know what I mean? So I feel like the Marvel thing eventually after a while, it's like, it started off as all of us as a team trying to build this thing that other people around us can eat from, to everyone becomes selfish. Even down to this generation, for example, of things like, to a degree, like, I could see the selfish parts of certain scenarios. And I always say to myself, I just don't want to be a part of it. I'm all right. I'd rather be by myself.
Remove yourself from the situation. Still.
Rapid response.
What would you say is your favorite Shoddy Crew moment?
Favorite Shoddy Crew? When we first went to perform. Where did we perform? We performed. Was it a school? It was either a school or a theatre. And then big up H as well. Han, you get me. He was the youngest in Shoddy Crew, but even down to him, he's in his
I forgot he was in Shoddy Crew. You know?
Rude boy.
Oh my
Hey,
god. Big up C's. I
Yeah,
forgot
big up
he was in
C's.
Shoddy Crew.
Sees
Oh.
he was in his tracksuit. I think it was a Void tracksuit, and he was just killing it. For example, he was the youngest, and then all of us were just. Do you know, it was the first time that we felt like musicians, or we really doing this thing.
That's
you know what
cold. It's unlocking memories.
I mean? And
of
the first video for Channel U.
Shoddy Crew was in Channel U.
Was it Channel U? It was either Channel. It was on TV somewhere. But yeah.
Bruh, what song?
What was the
It
song
wasn't You
called?
Get Sprayed.
No. I wish we shot to that. The first ever Shoddy Crew song was so cold. Agyeman was on it.
It wasn't rap.
Shoddy.
This was it.
Nah, it was
Not FU sign.
nah. What's my man that lived in the tower block? He made the beat.
Hazard.
Nah,
You lived in Tower
it was a
Block.
black brother.
I don't remember.
But yeah, my man that lived in tower block made the beat,
Yeah.
and that was another moment as well. I think TV and the show.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
What would you say your favorite Marvel moment was?
I got too many, man. Too many. I have everything about Marvel. I'm gonna be real. Marvel was when I started doing music for real. But I would say Diversity Tour. That's when I was like, oh yeah,
Diversity tour.
Yeah, with stars, we're gone.
Nah,
Skepta's tour as well with Kreps and Conan.
Hmm.
Yeah, Skepta's tour was dirty. That was the first time as well where man's doing touring as an adult. Like Chip's one, for example, remember, you're still kind of getting governed by Sammy and all that. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, so it's still adult-ish, but Skepta's one was like, it's on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Nah, bro. That was the time the man them had me round everywhere, bro. Like, we went to. I was there. At the Skepta tour, the London show. I met Krept and Conan. I met JME. You get me? I met bare people. I go to Sick a Bit with you lot. I see Sneakball. I see Ambush. I see bare people. I'm like, rah, like, this is real. I'm seeing these.
This is
niggas on
before
YouTube.
what's going on
You know what
now.
I'm saying?
Walkers enjoying.
Cool. Having that, yeah, like, you lot are Marvel. Because I know I go through this. You lot are in Marvel. Everybody knows you lot are lit. Everybody wants something from you. Everybody wants to be around. Respect to you lot because you still had the guys around.
Yeah.
You still brought us to
Yeah,
places and
yeah.
shit. Did you ever like get annoyed with that or feel like, oh, bro, I just want to do my thing? Like,
Weirdly, now, you know.
swear.
Do you know why? Because I think this is what I think happens. I think you know what you need to do at first, yeah? Remember, let me be very honest. It's only because bare extra stuff's going on behind the scenes, for example, that it becomes heavy, innit, yeah? But realistically, for example, because, not in a bad way, but the way I look at the industry is not everyone's your brethren. So if my brethren are my actual brethren, for example, yeah, I'll rather my brethren, if I'm on tour, let me be with my brethren. Do you get me? But if my brethren get to a point where comfortability kicks in and we need to make sense. Remember, it's business as well. So to me, it's just, I think we was too young to understand how business worked. Do you get what I mean? So to me, in my head, I'm just looking at it like, it's my brethren that's around. But don't get twisted, and this is another thing that I said to you earlier. Sometimes you could be so blessed, for example, that some people are like, why has he got it and I don't? And then now they're acting out of character and doing all this extra stuff.
Nah, I hear it.
And this is when you start having to mentally understand this is business as well. We want our brethren to be around, for example, 'cause I'm going to be real. 2 heads is better than one. Why for that? But if, say, for example, I can get my brethren if I could put a paper in my brethren's pocket, for example, as opposed to industry brother, I'd rather my brethren, fam, all day, because then I could just, bro, I'm taking him home back to his mum anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
Whereas an industry person, for example, they might snake you tomorrow and feel comfortable to do so. Do you know what I mean?
Man, have a thank you though.
No, alhamdulillah.
Because you see, back in them days, I couldn't always afford a new era.
Couldn't
always afford a trilly.
I'm going to try and get the pattern again.
Man had bare new era hats because of this nigga. I had like 10, 15 new era hats
You
because
made
of
me
brother.
want to do another collab. I'm going to try and
Yeah, we have to make it happen.
Yeah, no. I appreciate
If
you
you
for
need to
even-
use my name as well,
Nah,
they are. You
I'm
get
gonna be real.
me?
I appreciate even like one thing I say, like let's say for example someone like you, yeah.
Yeah.
You see how like sometimes you could just be on your road, for example, but someone else can show you something that you don't see in it. So someone like you that reminds me about specific things, or whether it's the new era thing or even dubs. Now you're the coldest and rarest and that. You're someone that I know fully well. You're doing this off. You don't have to say that to me. Do you get what I mean? But you're just genuinely saying it. So my logic, for example, is those are the people you're supposed to put more energy into. Do you get what I mean? That's what I genuinely believe as a man, because it's like, don't go create heaven at home so you don't have to go into the world looking for it.
Oh shit.
Father, lead thee.
Oh
You get me? But that's how I look at it. Like, for example, let me create the base at the crib. before going into the world, fam. You know what I mean?
Alright, cool.
Yeah, bro.
Also got to thank you, cause my first true religion's from bro. Yeah, get me.
I'm doing this natural, you know. I don't even know.
I was lit.
I even forgot man was doing this.
I was lit.
God is good, man. God is
Hey,
good.
I see. I don't even wear designer like that, but bro, happy a designer. You get me?
Alhamdulillah, bro.
Cool. I have my opinion, but to you, he was the best in Marvel.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was shocker.
Shocker was.
Do you know why? Because you know it is. I always say I know what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Shocker showed me about Mets.
Oh my God.
Shocker's the reason I'm dealing with Bear Man now.
Oh
why
my.
for that? But Shocker's the reason Bear Man. Any verse that I lay, you are getting dealt with.
And he
every
didn't write his
time.
bars.
Bro, man's give him
Off
like
the
5
top of
minutes
the
in the
fucking
corner,
head,
and then
bro.
he's going straight into the booth. That's an alien, fam.
Shocker was. The
Shocker
metaphors.
showed me about a guy called Cicero, and he showed me about Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
It was long after that. Man don't see me now because of Shocks.
We ever gonna see a collab with Chip again?
Yeah.
And we need to see that, bro.
I think with that, even down to that, let me be real. It's due, but at the same time, I will never rush it as well.
Nah, facts.
Yeah,
Well,
I think where I've got
rebuild
to
the
now. Let me be real.
relationship
Don't waste the moments.
Yeah.
You know, you got some people like let's overly do bare songs and this and that. You can ruin the creativity or the magic of it. Do you know what I mean? I think me and Chip, for example, we've definitely got something that is different levels. Do you know what I mean? So within its own time, it will happen.
When that happens, I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
Alright, make sure I'm at the video shoot. Yeah. I'm rating myself.
Champagne campaign.
Rating myself. Alright, cool. Where have you been musically? Cause you ain't really dropped no songs like that.
I've been looking after my 2 daughters, man.
Life.
Yeah, man had kids. Yeah, do you know what it is? I think another thing I would say, I've been in this industry for so long. For example, I feel like I needed some time out as well. But I didn't understand that I needed time out until God was like, "You're gonna really chill." So yeah, I got 2 daughters that at the moment, for example, that's my focus. Do you know what I mean? Making sure that they become the best that they can be. Do you know what I mean? It's not in a bad way, but it's not about me. Even though some people sometimes think I'm selfish, yeah, because of how I move, yeah. But I'm like, it's not really about me. Like I've got governance that I need to take care of as well. You know what I mean? And even at the beginning stages of that, for example, I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now I'm just like, in life in general, there's your needs and then there's your wants, innit? That's something I need to take care of. Whereas music, for example, not in a bad way, but even if I wanted to, in my head, I'm thinking I need to do it, for example, it either works or it doesn't work.
Valid.
The kid thing, for example, to me, it's like it has to work. I have no choice.
No choice.
Yeah, like,
none.
So I'm like, yeah, I really tried to double down as much as I could. You know what I mean, but I'm back out now, though. You know what I mean?
What would you prefer making grime or like the more Afrobeat sort of stuff? Rap? What's your favorite genre to make?
So grime comes easy to me. That's baby food. I like the wavy stuff only because I write as well, innit? So I do choruses.
Oh, bro, there's so many songs over the years you should have given out to singers and shit, bro.
Father,
I swear to God, bro.
Hear what I'm saying? The reason I like that, for example, because it takes me out of the grime thing.
Yeah.
For a second, you get me? It reminds me of, let's say, for example, I'm with a mandem and it's a bit greasy, yeah? And then I go link a gal. And it's like, I have to be a completely different person here. Do you get me? That's what writing songs feels like. I feel like it allows me to be more human. You get me? So, yeah, like the grime thing, for example, I feel like I'm so used to it, but to me, it's a certain energy, innit? It's Bashir when I was younger.
I hear it.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, like, I like everything, because everything, everything's there for a reason as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I prefer everything, but mainly the Afro stuff at the moment, only because it allows me to talk about real life situations or gal more.
What's this double? What's this? Fuckery. Alright, let me hear this, man. But yeah, behind the curtain is the Wi-Fi thing.
Yeah, you know I stand taller. I'm him, you can tell my man's aura. Old school, yeah, I used to rock the Adora.
Yo. 2.0.
Yeah, Yo, yeah, you know I stand taller. I'm him, you could tell my man's aura. Old school, yeah, I used to rock the Adora. Then time my brothers, they were moving a quarter. Gal want me to move more mature, but I'm with the dogs, them like Ace Ventura. Knew I'll link up with Skepta. It was me kicking the phone box in private caller. Yo, I never been more sure, I speak for the leany, I never been smaller. If it's about the cash sheen like a broken vending machine, I'll be so out of order. Governance and order. Might go south just to go link Paula. 2 + 2, I got something for her. Always wanna see me, but she say I never call her.
Yeah, I came from the mud. Diamond, you know I came from the rough. Why would they eat?
More time if I get a piece.
What? You lot. 2025, I swear.
Aye. Spacey, what's the word?
This one's brazy.
Yeah, yo, yeah, you know I stand taller. I'm him, you could tell my man's aura. Old school, yeah, I used to rock the Adora. Then time my brothers, they were moving a quarter. Gal want me to move more mature, but I'm with the dogs, them like Ace Ventura. Knew I'll link up with Skepta. It was me kicking the phone box in private caller. Yo,
I never been more sure, I speak for the leany, I never been smaller. If it's about the cash sheen like a broken vending machine, I'll be so out of order. Governance and order. Might go south just to go link Paula. 2 + 2, I got something for her. Always wanna see me, but she say I never
call her. Yeah, I came from the mud. Diamond, yeah, you know I came from the rough. Them boy, they ain't seasoned enough. More time if I get a piece than I'm up. I adapt, I adjust.
It's for the calls, I ain't causing a fuss.
You gotta get it, don't talk too much.
Second back,
you know
crazy.
the cash flow is a must.
Yeah, I know I'm interested, they wanna link up, I ain't interested. Spent peace could have been invested. I'm from the trenches, it's so treacherous. Well, them boy they never got mentioned. I was seeing grands, I was in the G section. I need a $250,000 brother, no less than. I'm so sure that I never question. You know I started the thing from young, I already knew I'd be a star in this thing. Them man, hey, they were part of the thing. Nowadays I be in the shard with a ting. My brother chilling in the park with a ting. When he salute me, it's like Wagwan. I govern everything, then about the song with a win. You won't believe, you won't even know.
Hard to leave me.
Yeah, I came from the mud.
Diamond, yeah, you know I came from the aggressive.
I ain't causing a fuss. You gotta get it,
chat, it's unreleased. It's unreleased.
It's
not out yet.
Unreleased.
Yeah, I came from the mud. Diamond from the rough. Them boy, they ain't seasoned enough. More time if I get a piece than I'm up.
Who produced this though?
Some brother from I forgot his name. Cause you know me, I just go studio and
can I get onto him quickly?
Fuck.
One of the 808s is our key.
We could talk about it. But he's cool though, Walkz, man. I'll link you with him, man. Just
yeah, man. Let me tell him quickly. Yeah.
I can't believe. Play the. So this is my tune with Kyla. You lot didn't even know, man. Could do the gal them thing as well. Summertime, I'm on the garage vibe. You lot pattern up. When the man them chat to the gal them, we chat to the gal them proper. Big father lean, never the liquid lean.
I said in a second, bro.
Yes, I dedicated to you.
Let me know what you think of this as well. It's not mixed or mastered yet.
I said with Kyla, you know.
Yes, I dedicated to you.
We be still rolling. I got a dark skin gal like Kelly Rowland. She got a big back, so I'm controlling. And she go gym, so she's still toning. I give her different strokes like Gary Coleman. More time we be living in the moment. Big man, you know I ain't folding. Man's in the city like Phil Foden. You know I came with P's. Account is cold, but another thing don't freeze. About the bag, yeah, I came with G's. The way she moving, I don't wanna leave. You know I like you, you know. So the dates might get pricey, you know. Within due time, you're the wifey, you know. Cause I like you, so it's most likely, you know.
Everything's okay with you by my side. Yes, I dedicated to you. If I lose my way, you can be my guide. Yes, I dedicated to you. You're my styling grace, destiny in disguise. Yes, I dedicated to you, and I have to stay, dedicate my life. This one's dedicated to you.
Yo, it was all mental. I drew her, didn't even need a pencil. All the bridges hating, I still went through. Falling in love, but she never meant to. Man, on my word, yeah, I'm so gentle, but I don't know why everybody's judgmental. She's from south, me I'm from north. More time we just link up in central. You know I came with P's. Account is cold, but another thing don't freeze. About the bag, yeah, I came with G's. The way she moving, I don't wanna leave. You know I like you, you know. So the dates might get pricey, you know. Within due time, you're the wifey, you know. Cause I like you, so it's most likely, you know.
Everything's okay with you by my side. Yes, I dedicated to you. If I lose my way, you can be my guide. Yes, I dedicated to you. You're my styling grace, destiny in disguise.
London girl.
No, it's for the video. You gotta react to it, bro. Yeah, send the best
This one's dedicated to you.
Every time I take off from Canada again.
Walkz, what do you think of that one?
It's a vibe, bro.
Some already, yeah?
Walkz will never change, you know.
Bro,
The singer's Kyla, bro.
It's
It
Kyla.
makes me laugh.
Yeah,
When
say
you
try
know,
again.
you know, you used to go on these Insta, yeah. I mean, it's Snap, there's bare bundas, bro.
No, Walker's Walkz.
Why is it not sending?
Walker's a mess.
What the fuck?
Hey, the devil's
Walker's CD society for real.
The devil's
Oh,
alive.
trying to hate on your progression.
because she's trying to send me something. Sorry. One more time, sub. One more time. I'm sorry. So this is you two on the song, yeah?
Yeah. It's
Oh.
We need to release.
I swear I've heard this.
Yeah. We're supposed to shoot to it.
Oh shit. Yo, free love, what the hell, man?
Right now, I told man fall back, better respect my name. How you gonna tell man I ain't seen fuck or rude boy chill, you don't know about pain. I'm from my ends where everybody laughs at you when you don't have views in a name. Double S song went gold and he still moves humble. Black got me pop champagne, copy came for the mud. I went number 9, I made headlines, everyone doubted. 500,000 streams in 4 months now. Labels spun around when I shouted. I'm from 3 or 4, I get busy. Should've ain't got that reason we're dizzy. 2016 they told me I fell off. Now I'm doing festivals for the list.
Bear buying for them. Machines are
energy
local.
Oh shit.
You know this song sounds like bare machines are local.
Yo, free love.
Machine for machine.
Right now, I told man
This is
fall back,
gold.
better respect my name. How you gonna tell man I ain't seen fuck or rude boy chill, you don't know about pain. I'm from my ends where everybody laughs at you when you don't have views in a name. Double S song went gold and he still moves humble. Black got me pop champagne, copy came for the mud. I went number 9, I made headlines, everyone doubted. 500,000 streams in 4 months now. Labels spun around when I shouted. I'm from 3 or 4, I get busy. Should've ain't got that reason we're dizzy. 2016 they told me I fell off. Now I'm doing festivals for the Lizzie.
Man, I'm so sincere. Told up, every verse gotta be 6 gear. Cause these niggas wanna hype chat. But I know they ain't like that, so you know I show no fear, man. Name me the truth, no, I don't know theirs, man. Clout chase, we don't need a promo here. Niggas ain't in my category. But if I put you in a ward, we can bring the mobiles there like Luke. Man broke out of the cage, more combat. I'll be in your spot, man's raving. Don't let me get my ting on ya, her name ain't Sonya. But you still with the blade and it's double-less. Still the same brother from Blaze and I'm winging out like Kano in the basement. Sub, zero tolerance for the pagans. You know man's down, he ain't up for debating.
Debating with the pride and the ego. Everyone claims they're right. People screaming independent, but they're really doing a 3 9 to 5. But they don't get paid and they don't get booked. Think to your friends, you get overlooked. The numbers game is what they all play. You know these facts the industry put.
It's the year of the realist. A-list bar of the man are all B-list. Man go blind, no the man don't see this. Do it on original, I do it on the remix. I ain't gotta say I'm the best man feel.
Wait.
It's the year of the realist. A-list bar of the man are all B-list. Man go blind, no the man don't see this. Do it on the original, I do it on the remix. I ain't gotta say I'm the best man feel it. I know the gal in my catty like Felix. If she's paying, I gotta wheel it. I get brains, you know double, I'm a genius.
Normal, I'm not shy like Lamron, kill the MC like Cameron.
Look, please don't ask what man's on. All of my brothers, them man are hands on.
Dream chaser, hopped on my bike like me. I changed the game, Memphis please.
With the flows, I'm a beast. Fresh off the leash, me and Sub back from the mountain, it's peace.
I'm a reckless one.
Money with it, now you can't check this one.
Step back, I won't forget this one.
My girls then, now you can't get this one. You can't get this one. I forget this one. No, it ain't the time to let this one. You know, you really wanna test this one. More time, double, I'ma rip this one.
This style.
Nah, now my thing's organic. Father in this thing, you know, man, daddy. Used to be a good youth, and now man, bad it. Some more time, you know, man, a man don't have it. I took steps, and that's how I ran it. They're too insecure, I'm secure in the package. Out of this world, yeah, my thing's all magic best. Give man space, and you know, I gotta plan it.
Man, oh man, don't panic. Just came back from the mountains, damn it. A-game flow in the walls, I bring it. Don't get caught in the rain, Titanic. I speak up and I still can't ban it. Heart is pure, never been satanic. I pull up and flip the dynamics. Jump in the ring just like Nassim Hamid.
Just like Prince of the scene. Got the best flow the scene has ever seen. Air them man to leave them unseen. You didn't really wanna see me causing a scene.
Scene, lyrically supreme. Hardy way when I go extreme. With infrared beams. Back for the dead like a sensu beam.
I'm like Bean, they don't know where man's been. They don't wanna know when I was chasing a dream. Watch when I bring it back for the team. It's gonna be long like limousine.
I got the method, man, like McLean. It took time, but my heart is clean. Drop them out, cause their mind weren't keen. No love lost, just like Billie Jean. I'm a reckless one.
Money with it, now you you can't check this one.
Step back, I won't forget this one.
My girl's leng, now you can't get this one. You can't get this one.
Protect this one, but I ain't the type to let this run.
And you know you don't really wanna test this one. More time double, I'ma rep this one.
I'ma get this done.
We need to drop this.
Hey, wherever this video is, I'm there. Wherever this video is, I'm there. Yeah.
It was too mad.
Yo.
Bro, the song's like what, 3-4 years?
We done this time ago,
Bro.
years ago, you know.